the great sportsman of all time, Hall of Famer, four-time Grey Cup champion, D.A. joins us from, I shouldn't guess. Where are you at, D.A.?
I'm in Texas right now.
What you doing in Texas? What are you doing in the great state?
Well, the great state is quite warm here, a lot warmer than normally coming from California, but I'm down here visiting, working on putting together a company. So I'm putting in the work in the same time, still trying to watch sports, CFL, basketball. I'm a lover of sports, but definitely been watching the CFL.
You know as well as anybody and better than most. Once an Eskimo, always an Eskimo. The Eskimo way.
Always an Eskimo.
Yeah. What do you think about the news Monday, Chris Jones being let go?
Well, if you think back in the days when your team's not playing well or you're not winning games, then the first thing that goes, there's two things that's pretty much guaranteed that happens. You fire the head coach, and then after the head coach, you're dealing with the quarterback situation. And so at this present state, Jonesy's had 3 years. And over the 3 years, we've always been hearing about the Eskimos are a very talented team, but you got to get past the talent and you just got to figure out, is the scheme right for your football players? Are they getting it? Do they believe in the scheme? Are they playing together? It's all those little intangibles that it takes to win games. It's difficult to win football games. And so you have to look at every aspect of your organization if you're going to look at a football team that needs to start winning. And so it comes from the top to the bottom, to the best player to the least best player. And it takes all the little ingredients for teams to win football games. And so they're not there yet. And so right now, the organization, the board, they're searching. And I mean, to be able to hang on, you win 8 games in 3 years, that's quite fortunate for a head coach to make it that long.
Let me ask you this. With G-Roy taking over and Jarius, I got to think you know them both well. Nobody's brought up the fact about being an African-American tandem. We know Shiv and DB were the first. Is it even a thing anymore? Like in Miami, where I make my winter home, we had Brian Flores down there and Chris Greer. Nobody talked about it there. Did Shiv and DB just blaze that much of a trail that it's not a thing anymore, or is this a significant thing for you, what they're doing in Edmonton?
No, it's not anything. I mean, we've talked about it, and when you talk about it, then you hope that over the years, improvement will occur. But when it comes to sports, it comes down to winning and losing, and is what you've done for me lately. And so it's everyone wants to win championships, regardless if you're in a variety of different leagues, baseball, basketball. Everyone wants to win a championship. So it really comes down to what is the focus of the organization. And Edmonton's in a unique situation due to the fact that they've lost fans. And so there's twofold that you have to deal with. Not only your football team not winning, but then you lost fans and they're not coming to the games. And so you have to do a complete overall and trying to fix it in a big picture kind of way. I mean, this is just not just playing football, but they're trying to figure out how do we get the fans back in the stands. And I know one helps the other. And so that's something that Edmonton has to figure out, and that's what they've been trying to figure out. But what makes it difficult as well is Edmonton has to pay at least 3 coaches over the last 3 to 4 years that they're still paying. And so that's a whole different conversation, not even being talked about.
Here's one for you, Damon.
They still have to pay their president. Their last president.
Victor, yes. One of the beautiful things about you of many is you did play for multiple teams. And look at BC. They're leading the league in attendance. Mm-hmm. I know it's still July, and there are those that say they're the best team in the league. That's got to warm the orange part of your heart, I would think.
Yes, I'm always. I mean, that's the longest team I've been on, and we want them to do well, and I especially want Vernon Adams to do well as well. And so I mean, it's important. I mean, they haven't won many Grey Cups over there in BC, and they've been talking about Grey Cup over the year, and so their mindset is in the right um, mind to be able to go in some season to season because they feel that they're really close to win it at all. And so I think their goal this year is to win the Grey Cup, and they're playing like it as well. And the support from the fans is coming out. And like I said, as long as Vernon Adams stays healthy and he gets better game by game, they have a legitimate chance to win it at all.
Swing this around for a second to the National Football League. Your brother's already a big deal in Vegas. He never played a game there. But I was at a Golden Knights game where they were honoring him as a Raiders great. What's the outlook, do you think, for the black and silver this year in that AFC West?
Well, I like the way they played the last four games last year. They had a new attitude about playing, and it seemed like they enjoyed playing as well. And so if they can carry that on, they're going to be a team you have to deal with in the AFC. But it really comes down to Kansas City. And, if Patrick Mahomes and that offense continues, and, they made a change, too, in their adjustment. Over the 2 years that they've competed for the national championship, they really didn't have any deep threats. And I think they're getting right back to speed vertically, so they can create even more room for Kelsey. And so I think they're trying to get back to the Kansas City when they had Tyreek through their drafts. And they're getting a lot more speed on the offensive side of the ball because they realize that, we all had heard this notion, speed kills. And yes, and they're trying to get back to the vertical game. That will give Kelsey more room to operate. And so, I mean, if they get that back in play, then, Kansas City may score more points this year.
Is there an NFL team that you would say is your team? I mean, you're from San Diego. Chargers aren't even there anymore. Your brother has the Raiders connection. Do you have a team?
I'm not necessarily when Brady was playing, I was a Patriot fan, but I'm a quarterback fan. And so I look at all the different quarterbacks and their styles, and I like the quarterbacks more than the actual team. And so I watch Kansas City because of Patrick Mahomes and his ability, and he seems very similar to the way I operated, different arm angles to be able to throw the football from shovels and all these different things. And they look more like a CFL team than they do an NFL team. And so I like teams in that way because it has a combination of CFL wide open football. And I like even Lamar Jackson. Like I said, I like a variety of different quarterbacks. And so at the end of the day, I'm a quarterback favorite type of sports watching games.
Well, you've probably been up. I know we got to run here, but you've probably been up watching ESPN. I guess they've been talking about it all week, this top 10 ranking by the executives, and they got Mahomes 1. It's a much debated list. If we all agree Mahomes is 1, do you have Lamar at number 2?
Yes.
3?
You would have to say the guy at Buffalo.
Yeah, okay. What do you like about Josh Allen? Because, Damon, I haven't seen him at a Super Bowl lately.
Well, he's difficult to deal with because he's big, and he can run, and he can throw. And those guys, if you have any quarterbacks that can run and throw, they're the most dangerous guys on the field. And so I tend to look at those guys more because of their potential and what they can do to a defense. And so, and like I said, I mean, that's the way I play too. I mean, when I was running and throwing, I mean, it wasn't much you can do on defense. And I believe that, like I said, the quarterback that can run and throw is the most difficult, dangerous guy on the football field in this present time.
Oh, man, you were so much fun to watch. It's Mahomes 1, Burrow 2, Josh Allen 3, Lamar Jackson 4, Matthew Stafford 5. Quick one. Of your 4 Grey Cup wins, which one was your favorite? Will you tell me?
All of them, but there are
Yeah.
some that are very special that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the Toronto one beating my former team, the BC Lions. I mean, I really enjoyed that because of what I went through in that last year dealing with Wally and how they dealt with me, which I felt there was a little bit of disrespect being 19 years in the league, and I definitely wanted to win that game. But they all are special. They all have their unique stories from, 87, my second, third year in the league to, um, the BC Lions winning, being 9, 8, and 10. And we're the most scariest team in the last 8 games of the season. And it was like we got on a roll, and it was like a runaway train with no brakes. There's nothing you can do.
No, they're all
Just get
great.
out
You're
of the
right.
way.
They're like talking about your kids. You can't say which one's your favorite, but there is a favorite.
That's right.
And
But,
I sure love that.
they're all
I sure
special. But one of my
Yeah.
favorites is the Toronto one.
Yeah, of course. And I was there. That was a hell of a story in 04 in Ottawa. That was a great game. Wally couldn't decide who his quarterback was, and it didn't matter because you guys beat him. DA, we got to go, Damon. Always good seeing you, man. Thanks for this. Enjoy the summer.
You're welcome, man. And I'll talk to you guys soon, man. Stay on top of that CFL football.
You betcha. Appreciate it. We are. The great Damon Allen joining us from the great state of Texas.